I have been journaling every day for 3 years, 1 month, and 4 days. And in today's video, I'm going to show you guys the results that I got from journaling every day and how you can apply what I have learned to your own life for your own personal transformation journey. Hi guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Leilani. I like to go over topics such as self-development, transformation. I speak a lot on spirituality. I also speak on manifestation and subliminals. And as you already know, today's topic is going to be all about journaling and the effects that it will have on you if you commit to journaling daily. Without wasting any more time, I'm going to go straight into the topic of today. So, I began journaling as a part of a self-development journey. I initially tried journaling when I was in my sophomore/junior year of high school, but I ultimately dropped out because I was anxious that somebody would open up and find my journal and read it. I also didn't have the discipline and the persistence to keep journaling every single day. I think the majority of people are reluctant to journal because they are afraid of somebody reading their journal entries when they are entering their true feelings. Now, I completely understand why you're afraid, and yes, there is the possibility that somebody is going to read your journal, but it is your responsibility to keep that journal hidden away where nobody is going to find it. In the first 2 months of my journaling journey, somebody actually read a very, very private page of my journal and blamed me for their snitching on it, which was really embarrassing because they read something that I was trying to manifest and it actually ended up breaking the manifestation for me. So please be super mindful about where you're keeping your journals. Anyway, let's redirect to the topic. So I began journaling because I lacked order. Naturally, I'm a personality who seeks order. I like to create order out of chaos. A lot of you watching may not feel the same way or have a natural tendency to organize chaos. Some of you might be more of prospecting type personalities who are more go with the flow, B type personalities. And that's okay. You don't have to change who you are if you don't want to. Journaling is a powerful transformative tool to change yourself based on your observations of your habits, your thoughts, your self-perceptions, etc. So you can journal for basically any reason. If you want to change your personality, you can journal about it and make it into a reality. A lot of people believe that personality isn't malleable, but trust me, I actually changed my personality through 3 years of hard work. For example, I went from being very inconsistent with homework, with chores, with building my career, and I'd say I'm pretty conscientious now, and I've also went from being a pretty hardcore introvert to being more on the ambivert/extroverted side, and I'm also developing more empathy for others. And please keep in mind there are plenty of other variables that play into your personality, like your culture, your geographic location, and even medical influences. They can play into your personality. They can shape your personality. The first month I started journaling consistently, it was really, really uncomfortable. I didn't like reading my own handwriting. And yes, I did physically write my journal entries instead of typing them onto a phone, an iPad, or a computer just because I felt like my handwriting is authentic and it helps get any energy or emotion that is turbulent inside of my body onto that sheet of paper. So I'm going to reiterate this again. Yes, journaling is amazing for self-transformation, but it's also amazing for emotional regulation as well. If you're struggling with anxiety, depression, or any other mental health crisis, or even if you just have like anger issues or other emotional problems, please journal. It is so helpful. And I'm not saying that journaling is the prime source of getting your emotions in check, please reach out to a mental health professional, because I am not one of those people. Please consult a therapist or a psychiatrist if you are in serious need of getting help. So yes, I kind of sucked at my journal entries for the first 2-3 months of journaling. And then what really kind of brought it down for me was that somebody, like I had reiterated before, read a journal entry, because when I first started my journal entries, a lot of them were about manifestation and manifesting more friends and more meaningful relationships, and also dependence, because at the time I was struggling with finding who I am, and journaling to me was almost a way of finding who I was meant to be and what my purpose was. And instead of just journaling by itself, I would actually go 1, 2, 3 months back, or as far back as I could go, and look at the progress that I had made from my journal entries. Like, for example, me 3 years ago today would be in a state of insecurity, doubt. I had a lot of inner gaps that I had to fill. I was very unhappy with my relationships, and I thought everybody was plotting against me. Compared to now, I have the partner of my dreams. I have a very strong relationship with my family. I have amazing coworkers. I give my whole being into all of my relationships. Like, back then, me would just half-ass everything. Seriously, if you have relationships that you want to improve on, please journal. And seriously, I know I'm getting repetitive with all of this, but I really want to emphasize just how powerful journaling is, because looking at your old progress compared to what you've made now is a source of motivation. Journaling is a massive source of motivation. It's intrinsic too. Intrinsic motivation is the most meaningful motivation you can find compared to extrinsic motivation. You will find no external reward that is as satisfying as seeing your own progress within your own handwriting. Let's skip forward about 6 months from now. I had just entered college and I am a freshman. I am majoring in psychology slash HR, and I'm just taking a few credits because I'm not disciplined enough to be a full-time student while working part-time at the same time. I was in PSEO, so I wasn't graduated from high school, but during that time was when I really started to work on myself, because I kept reading my past entries and began to realize how much I was holding back my own potential. You guys, I want you to reflect on the fact that almost all suffering is within the mind. In the religion Buddhism, it is actually said that the source of all suffering is within the mind. No matter how traumatic the external event may be, it is truly within all of your power to control your reactions. Like, I began to realize that I can't control the circumstances that I couldn't control, like other people's thoughts about me, other people's opinions. I used to be very insecure about what other people were thinking about me, especially as a natural introvert who grew up in isolation. It was heart-wrenching for me to face rejection or just any form of disapproval. And then as the months came on, I began to have a more social life, but it didn't necessarily get better because there were still a lot of areas that I was very blind to, especially in terms of relationships. I got into multiple relationships within the span of just 1 year. It wasn't necessarily difficult for me, but I did learn a lot of lessons. Like in my journal entries, I was constantly writing down red flags about these partners that I was ignoring because my natural tendency is to see the best in people. And to be honest, I did ignore my intuition when it was telling me to run away when I was running towards the person that I was trying to commit to. And no matter how poorly they treated me or how low caliber they were compared to myself, I was committed because I truly saw the best in people, and it backfired terribly. The truth is, I had to sit in my misery for a long time, and journaling helped that. I also want to mention alongside this that I also went through a lot of counseling during this time. I initially went to counseling just because of external circumstances that I couldn't control, because I tend to solve a lot of problems by myself because of journaling, but I just want to throw that variable in there so it's not journaling completely by itself that transformed me to be who I am, but also through a combination of emotional support through having a counselor. I totally did not do this video orderly, so please forgive me if I'm jumping ahead of time frames. Around mid-2024, I did some very extensive, intensive self-development work. I manifested really hard during this time, and a lot of my manifestations were actually done through my journaling. And what's funny is that I met my specific other during this time, and this is when my life really began to turn around, because I was also trying to manifest a business job, which I am now working at full time. And I was also working on starting to build my YouTube career, posting more, planning my YouTube channel projected growth, getting more into what I was passionate about, and sitting with any gaps that I had with myself. At this point, it is about the end of 2025, and I am the best that I have ever been. I can't physically show you guys how much that I've grown, but if you are a regular subscriber here on my channel, you can probably see compared to my first video that I have improved significantly. Some major milestones that I want to note ever since I started journaling was that I was promoted to full-time at my job. I was able to nourish relationships and heal the ones that were broken and the ones that I had conflicts within. I recently moved in the past year. I resolved any anxieties that I've had throughout my whole life. I feel super confident all the time. Everything I do, I put my whole heart into. Like, I never half-ass anything now. I kind of go berserk when I'm in the zone. Like, there's really no denying it. Just everything I do, I feel happy all the time. Like, there's no such thing as depression. And without journaling, I don't think I would have ever been here. This video isn't just about me yelling at you, telling why you should start journaling. This is something I voluntarily want you to do. If you can journal every day, I promise you, you will be a completely different person within the next year or even sooner. I just want you to set an intention or set an alter ego, whatever it is, set your vision and journal your way towards it, because you can do anything. The sky is the limit for you, and I want to see you excel in your life. Thank you guys so much for watching until the end of this totally unordered video. If you want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment below on what you'd like to see next on this channel. Until next time, I will see you guys. Bye!